Hey everybody, this is Dave Dugdale, learningdslrvideo.com, and today I'm reviewing actually three fluid heads, but I'm going to start off with the one I've been using for a few years. And I've got mostly Manfrotto heads. This one is, I think, Fancier, or there's another name for it. It starts with a W, I forget. Anyway, it's pretty inexpensive. It's like 75 bucks. It's not bad. I've been using it for several years. Em over at Cheesy Cam really liked it, so I picked one up. I will say it's a bit on the stiff side. You don't get any adjustments except for basically unlocking it, and you get this adjustment right here for the pan, but it's pretty darn stiff, and you can't loosen it up any more than that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm in a situation where you can probably hear the traffic noise. I'm near a road and it has kind of a bend turn to it. What I'm going to do is turn the camera on and I'm going to track a vehicle, and the vehicles are going by here every so often pretty well. And what I'm going to do is try to do as smooth as I can. I'm using a 7200. I'm zoomed in all the way at 200, and I'm using the Canon T3i, which I'm doing a course on, by the way. This T3i acts like almost like a cheap teleconverter. So what do I mean by that? Basically, it takes this 200 millimeter and makes it 320 millimeters. So I'm really zoomed in. So once the next car starts to come by, I'm going to go ahead and hit record, and I think I can hear it coming now. I'm getting all set up here. All right, I just hit record, and I'm just going to go as smooth as I can and try to track the vehicle as best I can. And there it goes. Smooth as I can. And so I'm not only panning, but I am tilting as well as he goes down the hill. I don't know if you guys can notice that, but he is definitely going down the hill. And then I'm going to reframe and start moving up as he goes up the hill. Of course, now he's so far off, making these really minor changes becomes more difficult as I track him back up the hill. I mean, for this particular instance where I'm making very minute changes, this fluid head works pretty well. Being as stiff as it is already, out of the box, you can't change it. It's not too bad, but let's go ahead and move on to the next fluid head. All right, next up is our Manfrotto 701 HDV. Comes in at around 125 bucks, so a bit more expensive than the $75 cheapo version. But let's go ahead and test this one out. Again, this one is similar to the last one, where you don't really get much adjustments in adding tension. Sorry for the wind, it's kind of a windy day, but it basically locks, or you can just ever so slightly add a little bit of tension to it, which I'm going to do because I think I'm going to need it here, because if it's too loose, it's going to be a little bit shaky when I try to track some of these vehicles. So, okay, let's wait until the next vehicle comes. I'm fine-tuning it here a little bit because I can feel it. Okay, here comes the next one. Here we go. And we are rolling. We're tracking this white SUV. I could tell you, I'm kind of surprised. I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time, but it is, I think it's doing as well as the cheap version. I've added some drag to it, but it almost seems a little too loose. I'm kind of all over the place here. Now, I've had a lot of practice over the years with the cheaper one, the Fancier, if that's how you pronounce it. But man, I don't think I did very well on that. Let's track them a little bit farther. Okay, hit stop. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Again, I don't have as much practice with it, and I could play around with the tension just a little bit. I mean, you go from just a little bit. I mean, it slows it down a lot just by turning it like a 16th or a 32nd of a turn. Not much, or 10 degrees, I should say. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. I'm moving at like 10 or maybe 5-10 degrees, and it adds a bit more tension. Same thing with this. Well, if I add just a quarter turn to it, All right, next up is the Manfrotto 502 with its bridging technology. And as you can see from here, you can see right through it kind of thing. This one is bigger than the next one I'm going to be doing. This is the last one I'll be doing, and this is the 501. This is the 502. The 502 is bigger, but for some reason, this one is less expensive than this. Don't quite understand it, but let's go ahead and see how this one does. Now I've gone ahead and I've added a little bit of drag, and I've practiced a little bit before we start off. I'm trying to get a little practice before each one. I don't hear a car coming yet, but doing a little fine tuning. So you can fine tune the drag here with this, which works really well. I mean, I can loosen it up. It becomes really loose. Or I can add a little bit of drag. And same thing with this one, which is more for the, if I really crank on it, it gets really stiff. Okay, let's hit record. Here comes the next one. A little bumpy in the start there just because I wasn't quite ready, but yeah, this one feels really nice. I'm trying to concentrate and talk. Now I'm starting to tilt and pan up. As he rounds the bend. Not much to do around the bend until he starts going back up the hill. Let's see if I can reframe it. So the car is kind of up in the upper corner. Yeah, all right, that one, I really like this one. That one's probably the best so far. Yeah, I didn't even practice that much, maybe once or twice. That's all practice I got, but this feels really nice. I like how it has that extra drag. So, all right, so let's take this one off and we'll go to the last one. Next up is the Manfrotto 501 HDV. This is the most expensive one, and it's not the biggest. So let's give this one a try. As soon as I hear a car come, I don't hear a car coming, so I can explain a couple little things really quickly. Right under here, which you can't see, I'll probably get some B-roll, but you have a pan friction knob. I've already adjusted that. On the other side, which you can't see, let me move it around here, you've got a tilt friction. And so what I've done is I've kind of adjusted it, and I've practiced a couple of times. Just wake up the camera here, and we'll wait for the next car. It does have a lock mechanism right here where you can lock it in. And then it's also got this balance system. So if I release it, you'll notice it doesn't do anything when I do this, but when I put the balance system on, whoa, that's not good. What's going on there? That just kind of popped out. It's not making me feel too good. Okay. So, all right, so now when I do this, you can see it has some memory to it. It's coming back. If there was no weight on here, I'm sure it would, let's try that again. I'm gonna release it. Yeah, there's absolutely no memory, but when I put it back on, I'm not really liking that too much, but there's a little bit of memory. All right, anyway, here comes a car. And here we go. Looks like we got a pickup truck. So far it feels pretty good. Doing a pretty good job. Oop. I think I did very good right there. I don't know, maybe not as good as the other one, but and who knows if this is even a really good test or not, but I figured this would be the best way to test it out, was really zoom in on something and try to track it both for pan and tilt. But I'd say this one's not bad, but I don't know if it's the best. And as you can see right there, I'm right next to the Wind Institute. That's why it's a little windy. They've got all those windmills right there. And it has snowed in the mountains. So This one's not bad. Not really liking the quality control. I thought Manfrotto did a better job. Maybe I just got a bum version of this whole balance thing, but that thing is falling off there just a second ago. I'm not liking that too much. So I might take this one out of the running for which one I'm gonna buy, because I need a second head. There's another head I have on my monopod, which is very similar to the first one, Manfrotto, we tested. So, you know, these are all carry about the same amount of weight. Well, sort of. Like the 502, let's do the 501. The 501, which is the most expensive, weighs in at 3.5 pounds. So this, the head itself, what it weighs, but it can handle 8.8 pounds. The 502 can handle 8.8 pounds or 13 pounds static. I don't know what that means, 13 pounds static. And the 502 also weighs 3.5 pounds. The 701 also, the cheapest one, coming at $125, that one holds 8.8 pounds as well. But it's a much lighter. I didn't write down the weight. And all of them have kind of similar tilt ranges too. Like for instance, this one, the 501, has a 60 to 90. So I believe, let's go ahead and loosen this up. And it'll go 90 degrees this way and 60 degrees this way. I don't know if that's 60 degrees. I don't quite understand what they're talking about, but you can see it's not going totally straight up, where this will go totally straight down, or maybe even past that. I think that's what they're referring to. But yeah, so what am I gonna pick? That's a really good question. I think I'm gonna take this one out of the running right off the bat. I'm probably gonna go with the 502 maybe, because that's cheaper and it seems to work the best. Again, it's, you know, I've had a lot of experience with the cheapest one, and that one looked really nice, I think, on the screen. But that's pretty much it. This will probably be the last video I do of 2012. Gosh, I don't know how many I've done. I should add them all up. I think I've done, what, 50 videos or so? So, all right, it's a beautiful winter day. Actually, I should take some pictures up here while I'm here, because it's very HDR cloudish. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.